Welcome again, Aries. Dadhichi here from astrology.com.au. It's January 2016. Happy New Year to you. And I hope what we're going to reveal today is going to give you some sort of, positive self-empowerment. And we do see with the Sun, Pluto and Mercury in your 10th house of career, in the sign of Capricorn, as the year commences, and as well a new moon, which takes place on the 10th of January. There is definitely a very strong focus in that area of your horoscope. And we also see the powerful square from Mercury, from Mars to Mercury. Mercury's just passing that square. So that's also energizing that area of your activities. Fortunately, we see a little bit of a relief there. The movement of Mercury into your 11th house. That still leaves you with an applying conjunction of the Sun to Pluto, and that can be very, very intense, very passionate. It can also be very, very transformative. It can show a lot of, power struggles, maybe with co-workers. Usually the 10th house has to do with one's employer as well. So get ready for a battle of wills. It's a very scorpionic sort of influence. If you've been able to communicate your way through this, well and good. You should start to see some of those results on the 2nd of January when Mercury moves out of that 10th house into the 11th house, which brings with it a bit more social activity, a bit more fulfillment in terms of your social engagements. Let's hope. We do see that square continues, mainly because what's happening there is Mercury is screeching to a grinding halt. Just as you thought everything was okay, it's going retrograde, and it's going to have that very powerful aspect of Mars on it, that square aspect, leading up to the 3rd, and the 3rd to the 5th actually. It actually goes retrograde on the 5th. So that's a revisionary aspect indicating the need to go back into that workplace viper pit. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing, should I? That's going to take place when it retrogressively transits back on the 8th. So that first week is very, very intense for you. We see another conjunction there of Venus to Saturn in the 9th house. Not a lot of relief for you, is there? Especially at this outset of the year. That can cool your affections, and we do see that square that I've been talking about from Mars is happening in your 7th house of relationships. That's your ruling planet, so you're driven to a large extent by the relationships you have, but maybe you're going to use this as a means of letting off steam, and you'll be demanding too much affection from the person that you love, or your nearest and dearest, or from your friends for that matter. So you need to be careful in terms of the way you package what you have on offer here, because it's often the little bow and the little card you stick on the gift that means more than the actual gift, at least on first impression. So be very mindful of the way you present what you're presenting to others, and because this Mercury is very powerfully involved, then you have to be particularly cautious of your speech. What else do we have there? It's a bag of goodies for you to kick off 2016. You know, that Venus-Saturn cools the affections. It's in the 9th house, which is your morality, your higher mind. It can have to do with your educational pursuits, legal matters as well. And these two planets aren't considered exactly your best bosom buddies. They do work adversely in terms of their influence on you being born under the sign of the Ram and being ruled by Mars. So that can tighten things up, make you a little less than enthusiastic about what it is you're doing. Mind you, too, Venus has to do with your finances, ruling the 2nd house for the sign of Aries. And that, of course, means that there could be a bit of a slowdown in terms of your income. That could be as a result of the highlighted issues I mentioned there in your career sector and your employers and co-workers. There are some nice aspects. You thought it was never coming. Well, it is. We've got the Trine Aspect from Venus on the 13th to Uranus in your sun sign, and that to me indicates the only way out of this, both in terms of your finances, your work and your relationships, is to try something very, very progressive, something out of the box. You've got to really try something unique and maybe out of character for yourself to get the responses that you want. That's also pleasantly surprising in terms of relationships for those of you that aren't particularly hamstrung in a relationship. I don't know why I said that. They say marriage is a wonderful institution, but who wants to be institutionalized, right? Just joking. Got to have a bit of fun with this, otherwise you'll be crying at the end of this reading, Aries. No, you won't. I haven't given you the good stuff, which I just started with, right? So you've got, quite a few nice aspects there around the 13th. Venus in trine to Uranus that I've just mentioned. Sun in trine to Jupiter. Very, very nice. That's happening from your 10th house to that 6th house Jupiter, which of course is with your North Node. And that is very powerfully indicating expansion, new opportunities with the triangular aspect of the Sun. That is all the more certain. And that should buoy you a little more, should give you a better sense of yourself, that's for sure. Let's have a look there at the trine aspect from Venus to the Sun. Makes you socially attractive, desirable, all those things you want. You need that in your profession too, because there seems to be that predominating thread that I'm seeing here associated with your work, your workplace activities and the workplace environment, which is all related to that 6th house activity. Mercury in square to the Sun there, communicating who you are, along with that Venus trine to the Sun. It could be a little bit challenging. What you're presenting to others may not be what they're seeing or what they're feeling. So you need consistency. You need to be consistent in terms of what you're thinking, what you're speaking, and what you're doing, and that will go a long way to helping you. The trine aspect from your ruling planet Mars to Neptune on the 18th is very, very exceptionally good. Gives you finally the opportunity to start to manifest your dreams. You do have on the same day a counteracting influence of Venus squaring Jupiter, so you may be doing too much. You don't need to do so much. You just need to take small steps at this stage, otherwise you could fall. That is all, again, relating to this 6th house, 10th house. These are all the work areas. Venus, which is ruling your 2nd house of income. So certainly opportunities there to make headway, but you do have your challenges and a few bumps in the road as far as I see that. And especially leading up to the period of the 20th, Sun will move to the 11th house. That does fulfill your objectives in many, many ways. Better profits from your work, better responses from your friendships, new opportunities to expand your social network. But that Mercury in square to the position of Uranus in your sun sign does make your communication rather erratic. You have to be very clear on what you're saying. Slow things down, as I should as well. Maybe I've got that Mercury Uranus ruling me at the moment as well. People will understand you better, and the brilliance of your ideas will come across in a much more digestible fashion for those listening to you. Mercury's in trine to Pluto. Again, that's just going to intensify that retrogression of Mercury. It's going to move back into the vicinity of Pluto. Fortunately, it again comes to a screeching halt to do what we call its final station after the 25th, which gives you the green light on a lot of different communications, discussions, letters, emails, news, and all that sort of stuff. And you'll be passionate enough to get that ball across the line around the 30th, when there's a perfect conjunction of Mercury to Pluto. So there you go. That's my bit for the cause, the Aryan cause. for January 16. More detail on your life at astrology.com.au. I think my assistants have put the links there somewhere. You know, you can contact me if you want. I'm always ready, willing and able to help you if I can. I'm considering myself a revisionary astrologer now. I'm not satisfied to simply regurgitate the same old. I'm trying to break ground now in astrology. If you've got anything to tell me, any anomalies, I want to take it on board. I want to change it. I want to make it all right. Astrology.com.au. See you next month, Aries. Thanks for your company. Bye-bye.